Hi everybody, it's Deacon Chris and welcome to Catholic Connections. In last week's Gospel of Mark, we hear that Jesus and his disciples are traveling to a town somewhere, and of course the disciples are kind of quietly fighting about something. Now, the funny thing is, of course, is that Jesus knows exactly what they're fighting about. They're fighting about, who's going to be first? Is it going to be Peter? Is it going to be John? Which among them is going to hold the position of power, right? When Jesus' kingdom comes. They're completely missing the point. And so, Jesus takes the time to stop and say, hey, what are you guys fighting about? And of course, Jesus knows, and I feel like they know he knows, and so they come clean and they say, look, we've been fighting about, who's going to be the most important in the kingdom of God. And, they have it so wrong, right? We can see that they've missed the point. And so Jesus sort of does this wonderful thing where he takes a child, somebody who really in that time period would have had very little authority and power, would have had very little kind of places of honor, in the society of the time. And he says, if you really, really want to have power in the kingdom of heaven, then you need to be just like a child. You need to be someone who is humble. You need to be somebody who is really willing to take the direction of others. And I think that's a great example for our own lives, because let's face it, we all like to, be invited to birthday parties and, be the person in a place of honor at maybe a dinner party or, whatever it might be. We'd like to be recognized, and, sometimes if you're like me, you might have a little bit of a puffed up sense of who you are. But that's not really who Jesus wants us to be, right? Jesus wants us to be, a person who is humble. He wants us to be a person who is willing to listen. And to take guidance from him. And that requires a great deal of humility on our part. So I think that's really the message that I received from the gospel this week is, to constantly remind myself that, that Jesus calls me to be a humble servant. I think that's the message. And I'd be really interested to hear what you think. I hope everybody has a really wonderful week, and we'll see you real soon.
Don't forget to follow St. Patrick's on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And please join us for any of our live stream masses this weekend. Details are below in the description. God bless you.